Hey, Giant Builders. Today is a business topic. So let's discuss email. If you have a business, are you using email? Let's talk to Rick.
Building spirituality, family, health, and business. This is the Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.
Welcome, Giant Builders. I'm so happy that you're here today. We're going to talk some business today. Our guest is Rick Forbes. Hey, Rick, how are you?
Less than abundant. I hope everybody else is too.
Well, can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Oh yeah, it's about Rick Forbes. I'm the founder and owner of Forbes Copy, which is a marketing firm that I started. Not an agency. It's not a. It's more of a one-stop shop, if you will, for your marketing needs and adventures. Primarily, I do focus with the email marketing strategies. Due to the rise of AI, everybody's seeming more complacent now than ever, and everybody wants that shiny, quick dollar right now as opposed to a long-term growth revenue stream. And I found a precise and pristine, proven way to overcome that stagnant, stagnaticity to it.
Yeah, we're kind of in that McDonald's stage, huh? Fast delivering, give it to me good.
And quicker is not always better.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to get people to understand that. So tell me what you think. Well, your specialty is email marketing. And why do you think businesses should put some emphasis on email marketing?
Yes, that's an excellent question. As we all know, word of mouth will always be the number one way to communicate and get reference to pristine business. But the old adage is, how do you scale word of mouth? Email marketing is the number one way to do that. Now, how do I know? Well, people opt in willingly if you're not buying, scraping, or borrowing the list. They want your service. They want to know. They want to live vicariously through the business owner. Primarily, what I've learned, they don't care about your business. They care about you, what you have to say as a business owner. And I found that with the buyer psychology, there's only two ways that people will accept your business. They know that it will work for them, and two, they know it actually works. And without those two components, they can't know, like, or trust you. And with email marketing, they can know, like, and trust you with all the tips you give, the resources, the non-AI crap that most people want to give out. It's this, not this, no theory, no fluff. It's easy to tell. And with the clear, concise communication, email marketing will always be the quickest and cheapest way to increase your ROI. And with the very, very minimum effort, such as an email daily, that's all it takes.
So what are some tips on getting people to give their email?
Uh, I've devised a an unorthodox method called marketing disruption. I love messing with people. In my opinion, that a lot of people like to be messed with. They love to be poked at, made fun of in the right context, not like, oh, you're short, blah blah blah. No, they like to be egged on. For example, my first opt-in page for my Forbes copy, it had a 96% chance of opting people in with me telling them not to sign up. Now, people, you could call that reverse psychology, but it wasn't. I was serious. I personally want only those who are serious about email marketing on my list. Because if you're not interested, why am I going to serve you? You're not doing me any service by just pandering on my list. You're wasting my time. You're wasting your own. Not to mention your inbox, and it hurts my deliverability, hurts my rating. So I get that off. But the optimum ways that I do it, and feel free to anybody use this. As soon as they opt in, enough with the promos, enough with the 15% off, enough with the free guides, enough with all the stuff that you want to give them. No, don't give them anything except for a good time. They like to be entertained. Emails were meant for entertaining. The example that I would like to give everybody is a bright red warning sign as soon as they land on your page. Now, why a bright red warning sign? It captures their attention immediately. It makes them stop. It makes them read it. It makes them take time to figure out what's going on because it's scary. Now, warning, reading my emails may cause profits, success, and occasional bouts of independent thinking. You've been warned. Now, on my email list, I give tons of information on how to get around this continuity of cloning. AI clones, what I call everybody. And having that disruption will automatically want them and treat them and get them opted in without you doing anything, without making any claims, without making any false promises. Uh, that would be one of the best ways to do so. Another example for the audience I would devise another method instead of doing the warning. Put it more along the lines of stop, wait, or read this first. Literally something to grab their attention. You want to hone on that curiosity factor because that's how you get rid of the hostile buyers. Because curiosity overrides emotion all the time, every time. And that'd be the number one way to do it. And talk about how fun, what do the clients actually get from your emails, and not just benefits and features. I'm talking about emotionally. I mean, emotionally, people want to have profits. Emotionally, deep down inside, people want success. And people want to have occasional bouts of independent thinking as they would like. And if you egg them on to something that is more practical in their everyday life, they will want to.
So is there a recommendation on like how often you should send out an email?
I recommend at least once a day. A lot of people are like, oh, I can't think of emails every day. Well, no, I mean, we're all busy. We're all doing something. Chances are the viewers are doing something while listening to the podcast, while watching something else. Well, if you're constantly reminding them, such as a child, like, Mom, Dad, can I have this? No. Mom, Dad, can I have this? Eventually, they will cave in. All right, yes, here you go. Same thing with your email, but you're doing it in a way that doesn't sound shady. It doesn't sound like AI derivative bull crap, and it makes you look like the go-to figure, like, oh, this person actually cares. And you don't need a beautiful designed email. You don't need this flouristic, exuberant template of like all these colors and schemes. No. I've had emails that outperform those with just plain white text, no images, one call to action link, just a compelling story that is, well, it's an indirect story pertaining to the offer or product because people want to know about that. They don't want facts. People buy with emotions, then backing up with logic. So why are we just giving all logic and no emotion? But to answer your question, I recommend a daily email once every day at a certain time frame, that while you get your frequency up for your email deliverability and your rating. And it really doesn't matter what you say in your email as long as it's relatable, it tells a story, and I can't stress that enough, one call to action. Not here's my Facebook link, not here's my Instagram link, not here's my blog link with the call to action. No. No, 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 no. The only two things that should be up there is the unsubscribe, and you want them to unsubscribe. Why do you want people to waste your time and energy?
Mm.
And that it helps bolster your reputation for your email. But that one call to action, only one call to action. I don't know, you could put that one call to action twice if it makes you feel better. But the point of email is to get them to your landing page, to get them to that sales page. Let your sales page do all the selling. Your email should not be a sales advertorial. That's what Facebook ads are for. That's what social media posts are for. That's what all these other sales pages, newsletters, press releases are for. Those were meant to sell. Emails were meant to establish connection. That's literally what it was designed for. And for the past 20 years, people have been saying, Rick, but email marketing's dead. 20 years later, well, we're still talking about it. It's still the number one way to gain your ROI, and it's still the easiest way to make sales. But only 3% of people, well, businesses worldwide, are actually doing it correctly.
Yeah. correctly is a problem, isn't it? So I do,
Mhm.
when you compare, like some people are like, oh, but I've got my Facebook group and I've got my LinkedIn and all of this. One thing that, and as I learned, is that you could lose your Facebook group. You could, any of those social medias, you could lose. And then
Mhm.
then all those contacts are gone. So for example, if you have a Facebook group and they have to like fill out the little form to join your group, make sure you put email in there and then copy that email into your database so that you still keep contact with that person even if you lose that group.
Oh, most definitely. Uh, Personally, if anybody wanted to do email marketing, I they wouldn't necessarily need social media. Email marketing, in my opinion, can override all the necessities for outbound reaching, cold calling. Yes, it can replace cold calling. Yes, it can replace Facebook ads. Yes, it can replace social media ads. But everybody's hyper fixated on what the next guy is doing. The Jones effect is real, but I'm still standing strong and teaching people like, hey, you don't necessarily need to do what everybody else is doing. I think Mark Twain once said, if the masses go one way, wisdom often lies in the other direction. I'm paraphrasing here, so forgive me. That is just true. At first, I was hyper fixated on the AI. How could I outperform it? You can't, and I stand from this, you can't call yourself a true copywriter marketer if you rely on AI to craft your messages. You can use it for research. Yes, hands down, I do. Everybody else should too. But it is only a tool. AI is only a tool. That's all it will ever be. It's equivalent to looking at a carpenter, having they have a hammer right next to him and say, "All right, hammer, build me a house," and not doing anything. Essentially the same thing. Another example that I would like to give about that on how AI is hindering businesses from maximum growth and success with their clients. For those who have children, you wouldn't want your children to be raised by a nanny all their lives, right? Because I mean, if it has been done before, but what happens to the kid? They end up hating the parent. It's equivalent to your clientele, your customers on your list. If they see that it's AI derivative bull crap, they're not going to know, like, and trust you. They don't care what you have to say because they know that you're not putting any effort or love into your message. You're just copy paste send out. Here's a quick prompt send out. And all these prompts are making everybody sound the same. This, hey, I mean, I have a book about it too because I was hyper fixated. So I mean, but I caught myself. I'm no stranger to the game, and I admit it. AI prompts don't work. They will not give you the emotional benefactor that you are looking for in your message because you didn't do the research. AI has no humanity. AI cannot come up with anything new, no matter how many times you prompt it, because all it is a data bank. But with email marketing, it's firsthand thoughts, literally your personal diary. You can vent on how you want, act how you want, do what you want. And Facebook and all the other places, they are censorship friendly. Is I'm going to leave it at that.
So just repeating that AI can be used to bring up some ideas, but you need to put in your own voice and touch it yourself to make it more personal and more real.
Correct. See, everybody loves in marketing, everybody says, oh, you need to be vulnerable. Oh, you need to show, your human side. AI cannot copy your foils and fiables. AI will not. I mean, I say things such as much more gooder. My marketing is much more gooder than everybody else's just because I'm able to divert from this central bulge of complacency. And they want now. Give me that quick McDonald's burger. No, I want that juicy steak. I don't mind waiting an extra 30 minutes for a juicy steak. I get more food off of it, opposed to your $2 burger that could be crapped out of a machine easy peasy. And so it is it is definitely a contrarian way of thought that I have.
Okay. So if somebody wanted to, well, okay, I'm sorry. I'll take that out. Are there any particular email tools that you use as far as like I'm a constant contact person, so does it matter to you like what tool people are using?
There are some that I found that are a little bit better. However, I mean, if it's free, I mean, why not? Such as ZeroBounce, MX Toolbox, email verifier, and hell, I'm not big on promotions or shout outs, but if you check out Troy Erickson's email deliverability, he is the man to go to. This is not a paid sponsor. He's not giving me anything. This is out of the kindness of my heart. Troy, if you're listening to this, kudos to you, my man, and thank you for all your wisdom. Check him out for your deliverability. I would also recommend checking out Ben Settle if anybody's trying to get into the email marketing game but does not know where to start nor how to do it. Ben Settle at bensettle.com. Again, not a paid sponsor. Out of the good gracious of my heart, he will teach you the rights and wrongs, and that's who I model my success after.
Okay. So what would be a first meeting? What would a first meeting look like with you if somebody wanted to reach out to you and work on their email?
The first meeting is always an introductory. I never expect to, quote unquote, get in bed on the first date, if you will, because I like to feel the person out. Who knows? I could be too abrasive and too set in my ways on my mannerisms and deters people. Why are you going to have the headache? I don't want anybody to have a headache. I don't like headaches, and I stand firm on that. The first call with me is literally an introductory first 30 minutes. Hey, how you doing? Tell me a little about what's going on. Zero pitching, zero trying to swindle you into a maneuver where, are you sure you don't want to invest in yourself type of ploy. Nobody wants that. If the fit's right, the fit's right. If not, okay. I'm still here to help. I'm still here to point you in the right direction because I will ultimately provide value whether you work with me or not.
Okay, great. All right. Well, I will have your contact information below so people can make it easy to reach out to you. Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, actually, be yourself in marketing. Again, clientele and people do not care about your business. They do not. They will not. They want to know what you, as the individual person, the head hold, the forefront man, has to say. Are your thoughts and values aligned with their actions and feelings? And the reason why I say that is because if you know what they're thinking, understand how they're feeling, doesn't matter what actions they're taking, they're going to know, like, and trust you. And again, I've said it multiple times throughout this podcast, it is a viable and necessary thing in order to gain a sale. And the whole point of email is to get them to click that link to make a sale. Because if you're not making money with your email, well, you're screwing up big time.
Okay, great. Well, Rick, thank you so much for sharing with our audience and I really appreciate your time. And so, Giant Builders, we'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening. This has been The Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.